Dublin City Council in recent times has come under sustained criticism for calling its end-of-year special lighting display winter lights instead of Christmas lights. Is it important to recognise the traditional meaning of Christmas, or should these lights be more accommodating and inclusive for all? Let's bring in Michael Nugent, chairperson of Atheist Ireland. Michael, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
What is your take on this?
Well, traditions evolve over time, and part of the tradition of Christmas today is just this, debating whether the word Christmas is religious or secular. And I don't have a problem using the word Christmas in a secular sense. You know, I can say goodbye without meaning God be with you, and I can do things on a Thursday without celebrating Thor. And I think it would be okay for the City Council to use the word Christmas in a secular sense, as long as it isn't overtly pushing religion during a secular festival. In the way, say, the state allows the Catholic Church to run our schools, or makes the President swear a religious oath, or RTE broadcasting a Catholic call to prayer every day. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that Dublin City Council has organised the Dublin Winter Lights Festival since 2018 without any controversy. And it highlights interactive light installations and artwork and so on. It's not about Christmas. It's about winter, which is dark and therefore suitable for light displays. And it's not just for Christians, it's for everybody, regardless of their religious or non-religious beliefs. So ironically enough, this particular controversy is not about people changing a religious festival into a secular one. It's about some Christians trying to make a secular festival about their religious beliefs.
Yeah, I want to take a moment to read a statement from Dublin City Council. As you say, they first took place in 2018, initially called Winter Lights, then changed to Dublin Winter Lights, and they go up all around the city, and at no stage were they ever called the Christmas lights. Michael, Peadar spoke about diluting, and I suppose there is a case for it, just because there would be called Christmas lights. You know, let's just put aside that they were never called Christmas lights, but we were to propose it for next year. Would that seriously impact on people who weren't celebrating Christmas in the Christian way? Well, what difference would it make?
Well, it wouldn't make any difference, but you wouldn't consider changing it to another religious name. I mean, why do Christians don't have priority in a country just because they're a majority within the country? And even given that majority, it's largely a nominal majority, because a minority of people actually go to Christian masses, a minority of people get married in Christian churches. So Christianity in real terms is a minority within the country. But it's not about majorities and minorities, it's about celebrating the Midwinter Festival, which was celebrated by pagans and Norse and other cultures to celebrate the turn of the seasons and the rebirth of life long before Christianity existed. It was only 3 centuries after Jesus that Christians decided to make 25th of December the date that Jesus was born, to help people convert more easily from those festivals to their own. You know, the word Christmas only arrived around the 16th century, and in the 1930s, Coca-Cola rebranded Santa Claus as this plump red-suited man with a white beard, which has more or less taken over the branding from now on. So Christmas has evolved over the years. It's now 2 things. For some Christians, it is a religious festival where they primarily celebrate what they believe is the birth of Jesus, and that's fine. They're perfectly entitled to do that, and I completely support the right to do it. But for most people, Christmas, whatever you call it, is a secular midwinter break where we meet family, exchange gifts, and celebrate the turn of the season.
I have John Hamill on the line, secular campaigner. John, what's your reaction to this?
I think I largely agree with my friend Michael. I don't tend to object to the word Christmas. I wish people a happy Christmas. But what I object to in what Peadar described is his repeated reference to non-Christian perspectives being, I think, used the terms bland and joyless. Those are very pejorative adjectives to associate with non-Christian views of the world. But in general, I think Christmas isn't really very Christian anyway, but most of the things we associate with Christmas, the tree, the Yule log, kissing under the mistletoe, the holly wreath, all of these things have pagan origins. And in fact, the Bible explicitly forbids believers to bring trees into their house and decorate them. It's largely a pagan festival anyway. The only thing Christian about Christmas is the crib, really. I don't object to the crib either. I think it would be good if we want to make it Christian, to make it more accurate. What the Gospel of Luke says is that after Mary gave birth, she was considered to be unclean. So she had to go to the temple and sacrifice 2 doves to absolve her uncleanliness after giving birth. So if we want to make it Christian, we should have Mary stabbing a couple of doves to death in the crib. That would make it more authentically Christian. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it the way it is.
That would certainly set the cat among the pigeons, as it were. My kids went to Educate Together schools, and I remember the first year there were the winter plays, and it did not necessarily jar with me, but it was the first time I'd ever really heard that, and I really welcomed the idea that all religions were looked at, and as you walked into the reception, they were all represented. And I just think to say that's bland takes away from what inclusivity truly means and the true meaning of a Christian Christmas. Still to come on the show, why we should buy Irish this Christmas. But up next, the Pod Squad.